Welcome, welcome. It's Mud Dog with the Texas Space Navy bringing you another Star Citizen video, and today we're going to talk about hangars. So how do you get to a hangar? Well, when you bring up the game, you come up to the window here, you're going to click on Universe, and then you got Stanton System, and then you got hangars down below. You see I've got all 4 hangars in the game. There's only 4. Revel and York, Aero View, Self-Land, and Industrial. So you click on the one you want to go to, and then you click on Visit Location. Takes a second to load, and of course it looks like it's going to take a second to render everything in. This is the Revel and York hangar. It's the ritzy one. The Industrial hangar is like an asteroid hangar. Self-Land is kind of like a... I'm not going to say like... Well, yeah, it's kind of like a rundown hangar. I would say it's more of a typical hangar, maybe. And then the Aero View hangar used to look like something out of Star Wars, like a hangar you would see in Star Wars. Now it's not as much like that. We'll get into that here in a minute. So what can you do in the hangar? Well, you can take a look around, like that. There's lots of places to look. There's balconies on both sides. There's these little blue dots. So these are important if you have things to put there. So once you highlight the blue dot, you just put your cursor over it. You don't have to press F. You just put your cursor over it, and then you left click, and then it gives you an option of things you can put there if you have those things in your inventory, so to speak. And you can select them, and it'll appear there after you move away from it for a second. Yeah, there you go. And some of them you can put other things on, like this is the holo table. So I can put a holographic schematic of one of these 4 things on this holotable. Let's go with Port Olisar, since everybody's familiar with Port Olisar. It's very hard to see right now, so wish you could turn out the lights. So let's put our last size 5 object down here, and there you go. We'll go with the piano. There we go. So we also have dots over here. What else can we put in here? Well, we can put vehicles. So let's put one of our cyclones in here. Let's actually fill up cyclones all through this area. Then we'll just choose a few different ones here. And some more. So we'll just kind of line the bay with some cyclones. Oh, we can't put them right there. We'll have to just go back over here. We'll add 3 more just to balance it out on either side. You can add a lot more stuff than, of course, just the cyclones. Obviously, you can add ships, which we'll do here in a few minutes. One thing I can tell you about these hangars, they've changed a lot in the history of the hangar module, if you want to call it that. Now they're just calling it the universe, but yeah, the hangar modules. So the very first hangar module was pretty cool, actually. I didn't get in the game quite early enough to see this hangar module, but there's videos out there from the early days. It was massive. It was like one big warehouse that people could put all their ships in that were, in the game at the time, and they could walk around and, or ride around on the Grey Cat buggies and see all their ships in this massive warehouse type hangar. Used to, right here, you could actually put your Grey Cats. They won't let you do that anymore. There's no blue dots to put them out there. I've seen people with all their Grey Cats on the sides. There's some videos of that out there too. But yeah, the original hangar was just a massive warehouse type hangar. It was kind of cool, but it took some time getting from place to place. Then they came out with these hangars like this, but you see this little room in front of me here? It would actually connect to another wing of the hangar. So it'd be like the same size, hangar floor on the other side of that wall. There was no wall there, actually. It was just an open door. It was, kind of like off of Star Wars. I hate to keep using that as a reference, but hey, it is. So there was an open door there, and you could walk into another hangar floor where you could have even more ships. I think you could have like 9 pretty good sized ships or more. Maybe it was 12, something along those lines. You could have a lot of ships in there. It was really cool to be able to see so many ships in your hangar. And I wish they would have kept that because, I mean, people want to see their ships. Why have a hangar module if you can't, take full advantage of it? But yeah, people wanted to see their ships. I loved seeing all my ships in the multiple hangars there with the extra wings to them. It was really cool. But they did away with that. Maybe it's a rendering issue. I don't really know. I wish I had an answer for you, but I'm not privy to that information at the moment. Maybe somebody who knows can leave a comment down below and let us know. Because I really wish we had those hangars back. Especially in the case of the aero view. It looked so much better when you had it, because it was more wide open. There wasn't a wall there. It was just wide open. It looked exactly like a hangar from Star Wars. Like if you were to go into, a Star Destroyer or something, or maybe a Carillion or Calamari or whatever it was, one of the Admiral Akbar's ship, you would see this hangar. I mean, it was really cool, but you can't do that anymore. One of the other early things you could do when the Stellar Sonic jukebox came into the game, you could put it in your hangar and you could put music files in a certain directory where it would look for it, and you could play your own music in your hangar, whatever music you wanted to. Really cool. Really awesome. Love that they implemented that. I don't know why they took it out. Maybe there's a copyright issue. I have no idea. But that was super awesome, and I hope that functionality comes back in the game as well. So why do we have hangars to begin with? Well, originally they said that we would be able to put hangars anywhere in the verse that we wanted to, as long as we had them. And every time you buy a ship, you get a hangar. It'll say you got a self-land or an aero view or an industrial or a Rebel in York. And you could have like 20 hangars and put them all over the verse. You could have one in Terra, one in Sol, one in Grim Hex, one in just everywhere. Everywhere if you had a hangar, you could put it anywhere you wanted to, decorate how you wanted to, and put whatever ships you wanted in there. Everything was going to be physicalized. Well, if you haven't been to the landing zones yet, you wouldn't know this, but anybody that's been to any of the landing zones, whether it's Lorville or Area 18 or Grimhex or Levski, it's hard to imagine most of those places having a physicalized hangar. I could see Area 18 pulling it off, and maybe even Lorville. Grimhex, no way. Lorville, most likely not. Possibly. But you were supposed to be able to even open the hangar doors and fly out of the hangar, and if you're at Area 18, you're flying out of Area 18 from your hangar. Right now, the game's not set up anywhere close to that. I don't know if they're going to even implement that ever. Maybe it's far off. I don't know. As you can see, we can put some wall art on there as well. They have dots on the walls that you can put, I'm putting some schematics there. There's going to be some near the floor there as well that you'll see, which will start filling up as well. But yeah, you were supposed to be able to put your hangars anywhere in the verse. So I hope that functionality didn't go away. I hope we'll still get the opportunity to do that. Otherwise, I feel like they wasted a lot of time doing this hangar module. I don't know why they did that, other than, I guess, for us to look at our stuff and show off our stuff. Originally, they were going to let us bring other people into our hangars. That's not a thing. It never became a thing, and, it is what it is. But the hangars were supposed to originally have more functionality than they do now. I guess that's the point I'm getting at. So they're not just completely pointless or a waste of space. It's kind of cool sometimes to come in here. When I do new ship videos, I like to bring new ships in here as well and walk around them and show them that way before taking them out into space. I just think it adds a little something having them in the hangar. Again, that's something you guys can leave a comment about. All this flair and stuff that I have, a lot of it was gained when I started subscribing. So you can subscribe to the game there's several different subscriber packages. There's the Centurion level, and then there's the Imperator level. The Imperator level is $20 a month. The Centurion is $10 a month. When you subscribe, you get subscriber flair. Now, it could be something like this that, you know, goes on the floor or on the wall. It could be, you know, a weapon or some clothing, something along those lines. For the longest time, it was stuff you could put in your hangar. It was hangar flair. They also said you could put some of the stuff in your ships eventually. So, you know, you could put like a little, you know, fuzzy dice hanging from the, you know, up somewhere on your ship. They don't have fuzzy dice in the game, but that was an idea. You know, little bobbleheads or something on your dash. That would be kind of cool. Some of these, you know, you can interact with multiple objects. So, like, I recently unlocked the referral gold trophy case. So I can put all my gold trophies in here now and put them in my hangar, and they're kind of cool. I like the gold ones. They look really nice. So yeah, a lot of the stuff you can get as a subscriber. Now you haven't had to be a subscriber since the very beginning to get all of the subscriber flair. There are ways to do it. There are gray market ways, which I don't necessarily recommend. I would prefer that you did it yourself, so you're getting credit for putting money into the game. But you can do it however you want. You know, everybody's got their own right to do whatever they wish to do with it. So I would recommend subscribing. You can subscribe for 1 month if you wanted to, and then buy all the flair from the previous months. Now it's going to cost you. They're only like $2 to $5 each, but that money will, you know, build up because there's been quite a few months worth of flair throughout the years. And originally, the flair, what they would do is they would give you double of one object each month if you were a Imperator level subscriber. If you were only a Centurion level subscriber, you got one piece of flair. Now they have changed it up more recently to where Centurions still only get one piece of flair, and Imperators will get the Centurion flair plus a specific Imperator flair. So they get a bonus flair. Whenever it was just double, I was just giving half my stuff to my brother. You know, hey, you know, take this. Fill up your hangar. Make it pretty. Now I haven't been doing that, you know, because the flair I've been getting has been specific to an Imperator. You know, I don't get double of everything anymore. So it's kind of cool that they, you know, made it a little bit varied for the higher tier subscriber. That's kind of cool, but at the same time, you know, I kind of liked giving my brother some stuff. I'm pretty sure he liked getting some of it. But yeah, so that was one way to get some of this flair. You get some flair when you buy a new ship. You should get a little ship model, usually like what we're putting in here. You can also sometimes get a poster when you buy a ship. You'll just have to look when you buy the ship. You can actually go look on, you know, in your hangar on the website and pull up the ship, and it'll tell you whether you've got the poster and the model. Usually when you get a new ship, you get both, a poster and a model. Right now it's not letting me put out any of the actual posters, just the schematics. It's a little odd. There's another way to get the posters and stuff. You can get those when you get a big package. They used to be included in all the major big packages. And you could get all sorts of posters and fish tank and, you know, a few other things as well. So that was something that was really cool, and that's another way that you can get some of this flair to put in your hangar. So guys, you know how to decorate your hangar now. I say go at it, pretty it up, you know, post some pictures of it. Leave me a comment with any questions about the hangars or how to, you know, set things up. I know some people have said that they had some issues with the self-land hangar and putting stuff in it. Let me know if that's an issue. If you guys are having an issue with that, I'll actually look into that myself as well. I like the Revel and York hangar and the AeroView hangar probably the most. If the industrial hangar was, you know, if the hangars were what they were way back when, I would like 3 out of the 4 hangars a lot, but they're not. So hopefully we'll get some of that functionality back sometime in the future. But I'm not going to make you sit through the rest of this video. I did like 30 minutes of it. We're already 15 minutes in. So, by the way, you can put flare up top as well. When you go up at the second story or in the third floor there, you can put flare on those levels as well. It doesn't have to be all down on the ground floor. So check that out. I'm not going to go into that. You can experiment with it yourself. I'm Mud Dog with the Texas Space Navy. Hit that like button if you like the video. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the little bell to let you know when I do more videos. I'll see you guys out in the verse.